It is. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast tonight. My name is Danny Kalala. I'm the digital content director here, and Free is a spiritual community for addicts, loved ones of addicts, and spiritual refugees. And we break the silence of addiction and create space for healing, recovery, and spiritual connection. And you may be wondering, new face, who dis, right? New face, who dis? I've not been here before for the whole service, but I want to let you know that Pastor Ryan and his family, we're going to throw a picture up. They are roughing it in Naples, Florida right now. They're down there. This was taken today, so it's good to see they're having some fun in the pool and enjoying themselves, but they're enjoying some time away. Ryan's mom is getting married in Florida, and he is officiating the wedding. So congratulations to Ryan's mom. And Ryan, we're glad you get the night off. We're glad you get to chill a little and just be in the audience. And I know I hear you, Danny, don't screw it up. Okay, got it. Check, check. So if this is your first time here, I just want to say welcome. We're excited you're here. We're glad you're here. It's no mistake that you're here right now. I want to let you know that. And if this is your first time, I'd love to hear in the comment section, just by using hashtag I'm new. Let me know online if this is your first time here, and we'd love to celebrate with you and let you know that we're excited you're here. So we're going to move into the announcements part of the night, and we want to let you know we do have one announcement as we move forward. We had free gives planned for last Wednesday, but I think we all saw that 10 to 12 inches of snow we all got here, depending on where you were. So we had to postpone that. So free gives, which is that event to benefit the Hernandez family who lost their house in a fire, is now postponed until March 10th. So come back out on March 10th. It's going to be right here in the parking lot. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have food. We're going to have music. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come join us on March 10th. And if you do want to help the Hernandez family, we do have a Sign Up Genius that you can sign up for and bless them with some of the needs they have, because they lost everything in that house fire. So that's going to move us into our next part of the night. So we start every week with celebrations. Why do we celebrate together? We celebrate because something profound happens when, as a community, we talk about the good stuff that's happening in our life. We celebrate together. Little things like birthdays, sober birthdays, new jobs, anything that is exciting or a shred of excitement in your world today, we want to hear about it. And we don't ignore the hard stuff either. So we're going to save heartaches. We do that near the end. And that's where we can talk about the hard stuff that's going on in life, the real stuff that's happening in life. So stick around for that. So it's going to feel awkward, I know, sometimes if this is your first time to celebrate online in the comment section, but here we're going to be celebrating in-house when you're seeing the video playing. But we encourage you, put something in the comments. Let us celebrate with you, because when we finish up this video, we're going to come back, and Lou and Saman today are going to be reading off your celebrations. So we got the whole team here today holding it together. We're excited. So we're going to kick off celebrations. Take 3 minutes in this video and drop your celebrations in the comment section. Take 3.
Hello world, wake me up to another good morning, time to go. Got that smile upon my face, 'cause there's excitement in the chase, this I know. Yeah, I'm going for the ride and find myself, I am alive, and I soar. Still I run towards the wind and let the challenge draw me in, 'cause I want more. Oh, we are all looking for adventure. 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 Oh, wake up heart and wake up mind, and see the world is yours to find. And with every passing day there's more, calling you out to explore. Get up and go. living free, living free, and I was meant to be. I'm living free, living free.
Hey everybody, what camera are we on? Are we on this one? This one right here. Hey, oh my goodness. So excited to be here today. I've got Lou by my side. We're gonna do celebrations. So let's see what we have to celebrate this week. Oh.
We do have some celebrations here in the house. So yes, I think one of the most important ones that we're gonna go through is celebrating sobriety. That's why we're here. We don't judge, we don't shame, There we go, sorry. We don't judge, we don't shame, and we celebrate people, various milestones. I know we have 1 year sobriety with Derek. Yeah.
Derek's been a huge part of this community.
Absolutely, and along the lines of that, we got 6 days of sobriety. Yeah, so. Yeah. And most of you guys know, you heard Danny talking, we want to celebrate Sherry Billington. She's actually getting married tomorrow, and that's where Ryan's at. He's out there in Florida, and he's out there getting to marry his mom. What a special honor to do. What a privilege. And I'm celebrating myself because I can. I'm down 30 pounds, and it's more than just weight loss when you get to be mid-40s and you don't have the diet that you used to that kind of stays with you. So it's more about health for me now. So we got some up on the screen.
Okay, Tina, my friend Tina, got to see my second mama, I'm going to say, in real life yesterday. That's amazing. That's exciting. Woo! Yeah, let's celebrate that.
Oh, Matt, here we go. Cooking with my girls tonight and enjoying each other's company. Yes, congratulations, Matt. We love you and we miss you, buddy. So we got, who's that? How do you say that? Jana. Jana Linden. 2 years tomorrow. Glory be to God. Congratulations.
Oh, Rev Rye. We miss you guys. Everything's just fine here. Trust us.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Celebrating being here in Florida with family and doing mom's wedding tomorrow. Love y'all. Miss y'all. Y'all. I can't even say that. We love and miss you too, Rye. Danielle, oh my God. The connection between me and this lady is amazing. My daughter was accepted to study abroad this summer. So excited for her. It's amazing, Danielle. And I also put there in the comments that Riley is looking to do that too. So if you've got any tips for me, let me know.
Is that Shanae? Shanae? Returning to my job in solar power. Wow, congratulations. And it's tough. It is a tough time right now. And people, changing careers. The thing I see is teachers are changing careers. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. People still buying something?
Amanda's last one. Sorry, we'll go with the last one. She says, I'm celebrating a great week for no particular reason. Absolutely. That's the best one. That's the best one. I mean, just celebrate life, right? Let's all get a round of applause for today and celebrating life. Here you go, Danny.
All right. Thank you, Lou and Saman. We appreciate you guys. That's always a good part of the night, the celebrations. And it's great to celebrate with you. It's great to celebrate with everybody in this room. There are good things happening. Yes, 2020 was not a favorable year. We know that, but there are good things happening in life, and we celebrate that every week. So we wrapped up a 4-week message series called Selfless. Everybody like that series? Was that a good series? Pretty good series, teaching us to be selfless in life and not be so selfish. And we sort of have a one-off message today, a message that we're calling Chasing Carrots, the Endless Pursuit of More. We've got a quick video. Check it out.
Where your head at? Dang, don't wanna talk business. I guess I gotta be the one to see the summer. Who really in this? We so fed up. My life 10 up. Your time been up. Big prayers send up. Look, couldn't do without him. Glad that I found him. Crowd really wildin'. I'm kicking it, shallin'.
How about that little hamster? He was working hard to get that carrot, wasn't he? I'm sure we've all felt that time to time, that endless pursuit of things. And there's no surprise that it's American culture that tells us we need more, right? We need more. What we have isn't enough. So let's do a quick poll. Who in the room and online, I want to see those hands online, who wishes they had more money? If your hand's not up, I don't quite know, but okay. Online, I'd like to see those hands go up if you wish you had more money. So who really thinks that more money, a nicer car, a bigger house could make you a little happier? Make you a little happier, right? If you had a nicer car, a bigger house, you think that can make you just a little happier? I think so. I think so. You'd be maybe lying if you didn't. And here's a tough one, and I know I'm not going to see a lot, but who thinks they're rich? Well, yeah, I didn't think I was going to see any. I love it. I love it. That's going to pay off in the end, I promise. That was a little trick. So we'll come back to who thinks they're rich a little later, okay? So stick with us. So I'm going to start out with a funny story about me. So I'm a toy guy. I love like toys, like RVs, boats, cars, trucks, four-wheelers. Like I just love toys. I've always been a toy guy. What? Virtual reality. Yes, I do love that. So I'm a toy guy. I just love these things. And there's this guy in my neighborhood, and I got to drive by his house every day to get to my house, and this guy has the toys. Like, he's got the camper, the big camper. He's got the boat in the driveway, the big truck to pull it all. Like, he's got all these amazing toys. And when I drive by this guy's house, because there's no other way to do it, and typically in the summer, I'll be driving by this house, and I'll be thinking, like, man, he's going to be doing some fun stuff. Like, this guy's weekend is about to be lit. He's got his camper out front. He's got his boat out front. He's ready to go. This guy's going to have fun. And I got to pass this guy's house, and then I go to my house, and we don't really have anything planned. I might break up a few fights with the kids. I don't know. Maybe we'll cook dinner. I don't know. But anyway, what I found is that I kind of envy this guy sometimes, right? I envy this guy so much and the fun stuff that I know he's going to do. And to be clear, I don't know he's going to do that or have fun, but I'm assuming that his life is lit and he's going to be going crazy and just boating everywhere and having a blast. But if I'm honest, I'm a little envious of this guy sometimes and the fun stuff that he does. And comparison, my life to his life, is the true thief of joy, right? Like, it takes away the joy in my life because I'm thinking about how awesome this guy's life is. So those weekends when I go home, maybe I'm missing the things in my kid's life. Maybe I'm not attentive to the things that are happening because I'm wishing I was doing something else or having more fun. So I got an image that I want to show you. This is a classic image from Jim Carrey. Everybody knows Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey says, I think everyone should get rich and famous and do everything they've ever dreamed of so that they can see that it is not the answer. So you got to assume Jim Carrey's doing all right, right? He's probably got a good amount of money. He's probably been able to do a lot of things. So that's like a modern day icon that kind of says that. But let's look a little bit closer in the book of this. I always have trouble with this word. Help me out. Ecclesiastes. I look at it and my brain just goes, you don't have it. And I practiced that a lot before I got here, I promise. And number one, I got it. But it's a book about King Solomon. And to give you an idea of who King Solomon is, so this is way back in the old days, we're going to look at something in Ecclesiastes, thank you for your help, 2:4-8. And this is a little bit about him. So he says, I made my works great. I built myself houses and planted myself vineyards. I made myself gardens and orchards, and I planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made myself water pools from which to water the growing trees of the grove. I acquired male and female servants and had servants born in my house. Yes, I had greater possessions of herds and flocks than all who were in Jerusalem before me. I also gathered for myself silver and gold and the special treasures of kings of the provinces. I acquired male and female singers, the delights of sons of men, and musical instruments of all kinds. Doesn't sound like he's bragging, does it? So this is old days, and this is a king that apparently has gotten a lot. You know, something to know about King Solomon is he was also gifted wisdom from God. So he's got wisdom as well. But the point is, he had it. He had everything. He had anything and everything that you could imagine. He had access to everything and everything you could imagine. But here, we're going to take a look at an image from King Solomon and something else he said. In that same book, he said, I have learned why people work so hard to succeed. It is because they envy the things their neighbors have. But it is useless. It is like chasing the wind. It is better to have only a little with peace of mind than be busy all the time with both hands trying to catch the wind. So look, we got two. We got modern day Jim Carrey, old days King Solomon, and what's the message here? Stuff. Have all the stuff you want, have every opportunity you want. Is it going to make you happy? And I didn't plan on talking about this, but I want to because it makes a lot of sense. But there was a study in 2010 by Harvard University, and they actually found out the exact dollar amount that people can make that is the happiest dollar amount you could possibly make. Do we have any guesses in the room that don't know the answer on what the annual salary of somebody is that makes them the happiest, and it kind of peaks? Do we have any guesses, tall or small? 100, 300? 75,000? 40,000? Okay, on audience, we want to hear what your guesses are. But this Harvard study found that it was $75,000 that happiness started to level out. Yes. So they interviewed people that didn't make a lot of money. They interviewed people that made tons of money. And what they ended up finding out was that happiness level didn't get any higher after $75,000. Blows your mind, doesn't it? I want some more money. 75 doesn't seem like enough. But that's where that happiness peak is. So the point is, you'll be happy when you get what you don't have, right? That's what culture tells us. If you just had that thing, you'd be happy, right? We think that all the time. Job, life, car, house. I just need that. So as we move forward, I've got some good news and some bad news for you. What do you guys want to hear first, the good or the bad? Bad. That's good, but I wrote it down the way I'm going to do it, so we're going to talk about the good first. Just a little trick there. See what you did. So the good news is, you're rich. You're rich right where you are right now. You have the ability to drive a car, which makes you in the top 15% of rich people in the entire world because you can drive a car. Did you know that? That makes you in the top 15% of rich people in the world. We're not just talking about Highlands Ranch or Inglewood. You're in the top 15%. So I've also got some bad news for you. You know what the bad news is? You're rich. You're so rich. You got so much, and we have so many options in life the way we are that we take so much for granted. We're so rich that we don't see the little things in our life that matter. So I'm going to do a little fun study in-house. I'm going to ask for a volunteer. See how I didn't let him volunteer? Volunteer. Come on up here, Saxon. So this is Saxon. This is my brother. We didn't set anything up in advance, but I'm going to ask Saxon a couple questions, and I want you to think about the answer to these questions to yourself. So, Sax, how old were you when you got your first job?
Oh, six.
Oh, yeah.
16.
Ugh.
Oh, 16.
16 when you got your first job, and how much were you making at your first job?
Like $9.25.
Like $9.25. That's like more than I was making, so you're doing good. So I'm gonna time travel. I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna go back to Saxon at 16, making $9.25 an hour. And I'm going to say to Saxon, hey, bro, I don't want to ruin this for you, but in about 5 years, maybe 5 or 10 years, you're going to be making $75,000. You're going to have your own car. You're going to have your own house. Dude, you're going to have it all. 16-year-old you, what's he thinking? Are you rich?
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh, go from $9.25 an hour to I'm going to be making $75,000 a year. If you would have told 16-year-old me that, I'd be like, no problems. I'll probably have no problems in the world, right? Okay, but now I want to take all of you in the room to where you were, and I want to fast forward you to that dollar amount. $75,000 you're making it. What does it feel like? Not enough. How can it still be not enough, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
You did a great job. That's all I need you to do. Mission accomplished. But how can something that we know is going to make us happy, but then we get there and it feels the same? Or worse in some cases, right? Somehow I'm like, I'd love to go back to $10 an hour me with no other bills. It was easy, and now life's complicated. So I want to teach you about more it's a never-ending line. So we have a goal, right? We have a goal. We want to make 100 grand. We get there. Ask anybody that makes 100 grand. They have a new goal. That goal's not enough anymore. We made it. We've arrived. Now we need something else. Now they made a goal of $200,000. They got there, though. What's next? Do they stop? They want more. more. This line is always moving. So I want to talk about a principle in my life. I'm going to grab this. This is something I learned, about 4 years ago. And this is a guiding principle in my life right now. These are just words, but I want to teach you what these words mean and how the world, including myself at the time, had these completely backwards. So we see the word be, we see the word do, and we see the word have. That's not how most of Americans live, okay? So I'm going to flip this around, and it's going to be upside down. But go with me. This is how most of the world is thinking right now. They're thinking, man, if I just had that, gosh, it would allow me to do this, and then I'll finally be happy. Man, if I just had more money, gosh, I'd finally be able to do all this fun stuff, and I'd finally be more happy. Man, if I just had the right friends or the right contacts in my job, then I'd finally be able to do this in my job and get a promotion, and then you know what? I'm going to be happy. It's backwards. We know it is. What does it look like this way? What does it look like if you show up in the world and you say, I'm going to be happy, and it's going to allow me to do the things that I want to do and have the things that I want to have. But today, right now, I'm going to be happy. You know, can you give yourself permission to do that? So what if we remembered that we have the capacity to enjoy any state of being, happiness, sad, whatever, at any time? So not just when things work out perfectly or we achieve exactly what we're after. What if we could just have any emotion, that emotion for that goal you set? What if you could have that emotion and it's accessible to you today? But what are you missing in your joy right now? You know, what are you missing that is joyful in your life? Are you missing your kids growing up? Are you missing that because you're focused on other things? Are you missing it right now? Are you missing a relationship that's right in front of your face, your house, your car that gets you from point A to point B? Whether it's a Tesla or a 2005 Honda Pilot, what is it doing? It's getting you there. And this is all because as society, we want more. We're withholding joy from ourselves today because we know that in the future, we're going to get that, right? We're going to achieve that stuff. We're going to get those things, and happiness is going to come. So when the goal is the only thing that matters, you end up locating your joy in the outcome of your energy and efforts. So when the goal is the only thing that matters, you're only locating your joy in the outcome of achieving that joy and not the presence in your energy and efforts today. It's okay to have goals. I hope you all have them. But are you enjoying them or just wondering when you're going to get there, wherever there is? And by the way, there is no there. I hope you're learning that by now. It just keeps moving. Give us this day our daily bread. That's something we've all heard, right? Give us this day our daily bread. Not, hey, I got these extra silos over here, God. If you could just kind of fill those up. I got a little bit of anxiety I'm working with here. If you could just do that, that would be really good. Just fill up those silos for me. I don't want to worry about this for another 60 days. Please. And we all remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020. Oh my God. You'll never forget that, will we? Scarcity, toilet paper. We're going to run out of it. What are we going to do? How are we going to move forward? So as we move forward today, I want you to take an opportunity to take a look at your life. Take a look at what you're doing. Have you been chasing stuff and things that will just give you a moment of joy, but when it's gone, it's a gust of wind? That is what stuff does for you. I got this iPhone 12 about 35 days ago. In less than 300 days, I will hate this thing because there's an iPhone 13. And this thing will be like, why do I carry this around? This is gross. When this gives me so much happiness right now, give it 300 days. This is nothing. This is junk. 300 days. So what if we placed our joy in the things that we already have? The things that are already in our life. The car we drive now. The house we live in now. What if our joy was there when we woke up and we opened ourselves up to the opportunity of anything else? So I want to read off something in Ecclesiastes. You guys help me nail that. And here's a quick scripture I want to talk about, and it says, "There is hope only for the living, as they say, It's better to be a live dog than a dead lion. A live dog than a dead lion. So friends, your time on this earth, it's got an expiration date. There is an end. There is an end. That's one thing we all have to deal with is there is a time that it comes to an end and nothing is guaranteed. So what if instead of focusing on that bigger house, the nicer car, the higher paying job, we started focused on making a memory with our loved ones? We started focus on impacting somebody that we know needs help and we have the capacity to do it. What if we focused on that a little differently? Better yet, what if we were a blessing in someone else's life, and what if our true value was based on the impact we made and not the stuff that we have? What about that? Because this one is going to give you a little reality check, okay? Someone is praying right now for something you already have. Someone is on their knees praying right now for something that you already have possession of. How's that for a reality check? Somebody is praying so hard just to get what you already have. So when you're lying on your deathbed, are you going to be talking about all that stuff you got? Are you going to be like, man, here's the picture book of all the stuff that I have, and it's fantastic? Or will you be thinking about the impact you made in life, the good you did? Think about that. You're rich. To my one person that raised their hand being rich. You're rich. You're rich right now. Right now you're rich. So recovery teaches us how to trust God with our lives, right? How to turn it over, that we don't have control, and how to find joy in every day of our life. That's one thing. That's one reason we have Amanda Berry with me today, who's going to be our guest storyteller. She's 49 days in recovery, and you better believe that in early recovery, you've been given the gift of gratitude. The things that you took for granted, and she's going to be here tonight, so stick around. So don't lose the teaching that you learned early on if you're in recovery, and if you're not, that's okay. Start working on yourself, and don't sacrifice today's joy for tomorrow's toy. Don't sacrifice your joy today for the toy that you want tomorrow. So we're going to do a little bit of reflection time for you, okay? And for everybody online and everybody in the room, I want you to name one thing that you've taken for granted in your life, and I want you to make it a priority to thank God or your higher power daily for the next 7 days. Now here's the key. This should be small. It should be simple. Amanda, you get to take the dog for a walk. She gets to take the dog for a walk. And are you ready to make an impact that is bigger than the stuff that you own? So take some time and reflect on that. So in the comment section, I hope y'all lit it up. I hope in this room we were able to reflect a little bit, and I hope you take those next 7 days and start to appreciate and have some gratitude for those little things in your life. It'll add up, and give yourself joy today. So we're going to move into our next portion of tonight's night, which is the storyteller portion. So we have with us tonight, so we had planned to have another storyteller. He had his COVID shot on Friday, second COVID shot, and he apparently that throws you for a loop second time around. So he wasn't feeling well. So by God's grace and courage, we lined up Amanda, who is going to be with us tonight. And I can't wait for you to hear a little more about her and her experience. Like I said, she's 49 days in recovery, so I think she's going to have some real perspective and some gut checks for the people that maybe aren't living with that joy in their life right now. So we've got a quick video to welcome Amanda. So check out this quick video. All right, I dropped the mic. Not like in the song. Let me get that on for you. All right. So I'm so excited to have you with us today, Amanda. We got to have a really great conversation as we got started. And, Amanda, again, is 49 days in sobriety. Let's give her a round of applause. Oftentimes, this feels like a new shoe that doesn't fit. But you walk through. I remember the first day Amanda came in, me, Ryan, and Kavita were just sitting over there doing nothing. And I think she came for a women's meeting, and she's like, "Where's it at?" And we're like, "Oh, it's canceled. Sorry, we didn't tell you." But she stuck around, and she was committed. I remember seeing the fire in her face of how bad she wanted something. I didn't know what it was, but she was ready for something. And she eventually went out to lunch with Kavita, who took her out, and she took those first steps. So welcome, Amanda. We're so excited for you to be here today. To kind of get started, why don't you talk a little bit about Amanda, sort of pre-recovery, what life was like, what your life was like before you decided you were going to take a step in a new direction?
I was the party girl. I would show up ready for a good time. I came prepared to have a good time with substances. My reputation preceded me for sure because I had really dragged my feet in growing up, and then I got really comfortable and really reckless and comfortable being reckless. It wasn't a good look, but I didn't know how ugly it was. Have a lot of people looking up to me and was probably the worst influence in their life and didn't really notice the impact I was having on these people that are around me watching me. So I would definitely be one of the loudest people in the room, always late, always leaving when I was ready to go to the next fun time, but chasing a good time.
So for anybody that doesn't know, what were the main substances you sort of struggled with? Because I think with you, one of them is a little different.
Yeah, I really love marijuana, and that's why I moved to Colorado partially to learn how to insure marijuana because I figured I may as well find the business around my favorite thing. And it was kind of hand in hand with alcohol and whatever else was around. I was willing to try new things, way too open to whatever was happening around me. Very few boundaries on my substance abuse, and learned a lot about what my body could and couldn't handle. And there were very few things that scared me. So when I found that the only thing that scared me was that nothing scared me, I was realizing that it wasn't fun anymore. It stopped being fun when there wasn't enough booze to get me drunk. There wasn't enough marijuana to get me high. And I was doing it anyways. It just started to feel really useless, like a waste of time and money.
And something you said you didn't love about yourself now is that you kind of routinely drive high and drunk, and that was just a normal part of your life was to party, and like you said, move from one party to the next.
Not okay. Not okay. I was so reckless. And I think that's what scared everyone around me most, and it should have scared me. But getting pulled over multiple times, getting out of potential DUIs multiple times was not enough. I don't know why. But I think I realized when my dad took a more gentle approach than he had tried in the past, saying, I was coming back to Colorado after my winter break. And after 2 weeks of hard drinking and drugging and under his roof and he's 10 years sober as of last Tuesday. So it was pretty transparent that I was being really disrespectful as a daughter with someone in that kind of recovery program. And he said, you know, I feel like I wouldn't be a good dad if I didn't tell you about my concern of your marijuana use. And instead of being like, okay, guy, and leaving, I sat down and I said, what are your concerns? And that right there opened a door that neither of us had been through together, so it was pretty neat. It felt like God was there. And about 5 minutes later, I handed him all my paraphernalia, my alcohol. I was driving back with my mom, and my biggest concern was making her feel unsafe again in the car. That was something I knew she wasn't really comfortable with, and I didn't want to do that to her again.
Yeah, so this community, you know, we're addicts, loved ones of addicts, and spiritual refugees. And what I love about this is your dad was an addict and a loved one of an addict. And you know, for anybody that's out there that, you know, you got your daughter and you want her to make some changes in life, and you might be struggling to wonder what it takes to kind of move to that next level. For you, you know, what we kind of figured out in our conversation, you didn't really have that gift of desperation where, you know, a lot of us might have hit the bottom of something to kind of move us into that direction. So we call it the gift of despair here. And you didn't really have that. But what we do know is your dad was in long-term recovery. God was there that night. But one thing we said is over the course of life, you were hit with like 10,000 paper cuts of you probably need some help, right? So talk about those paper cuts that kind of just kept getting you.
I ran out of luck a long time before I realized it. There's really no reason that I can think of. I'm dumbfounded that people didn't give up on me because I was acting so disrespectful with family, friends, employment, and people still love me unconditionally. I'm so blessed. And when I realized something profound and sudden was happening, I had to just surrender. I mean, in that moment, I knew it wasn't going to work anymore. I knew better. Like, I saw myself for the first time, and I felt like I was getting a second chance at life. And so I really just wanted to dive in and see what that side of my life would be like. Maybe appropriate here to mention that I was telling you about, like, the boardwalk or, like, an arcade. You get tokens. Well, I ran out of my tokens and then probably got a few gifted to me, and the game was just over for me. I had to stop. There was no reason for me to think that this was still something that I should be doing, and it just happened for me. I feel like God and program sobriety picked me. So it was probably not the first time that God and my father tried to speak to me, multiple family members, but it was the first time I saw it and heard it. And I was tired of being tired, and I was scared I was going to hurt someone and actually cared about others more than myself for the first time, I think. And now I just want to give back and contribute and say thank you by being sober. People like me better sober.
We can clap for that. That's a big deal. So what has recovery looked like for you? So you're 49 days in, it's brand new, and we're going to tie this together with joy and gratitude as well, because I know you have a lot of that right now, which again, I think is a great reason why we were able to find Amanda last minute, because I think you have a good perspective with this. But what's recovery been like? What have you found in your recovery?
I have cut out a lot of junk, and so what's left is just the daily reprieve I never had. I always wondered why I didn't have a routine. I was too busy doing dumb stuff, like feeding my habits. It's amazing when you don't wake up and want to go smoke a blunt, what you can do with your morning. It's like, okay. You know, I mean, instead of wasting an hour in the morning, I enjoyed the texture, the process. I mean, I literally enjoyed it where I was like, I'm never going to stop doing this. I'm in Colorado. I can pick anything I want. Like, it's cheap. It was a lifestyle for me to just engage in marijuana. And alcohol was always hand in hand. In my business world, we host a lot of happy hours. So, you know, I would do my own thing on the way and then show up and entertain everybody, buy shots, life of the party. But when I removed all that, when I had so much extra time on my hands, I'm like, wow, I was spending a lot of time and money doing this stuff that's so bad for me. And it left me looking around my life saying, you know, these simple things bring me joy, and they probably how most people feel who aren't wired the way I am, like we addicts are. I could just find joy in the simple things, waking up every day and making sure coffee was made, getting the dog fed, watering plants. You know, my room is clean all the time now. If it's not, it's because I chose to not do something. It's not like because I was busy cleaning up the mess from yesterday I made with my relationships. I cook more. I enjoy food more. And just those simple things that I let go. You know, cutting out the fat meant that was meant to be there is there. So it's a beautiful thing that people have chosen to leave me because I've chosen to gotten sober, or it chose me. But now that I'm engaged and actively spending my time working the steps and learning from Kavita and everyone here at Free, I have time to do the right stuff. And that's enough to fill my day. I don't know how I was trying to like fool anyone or myself with, oh, I've got that handled. Nothing was being handled. Nothing that should have been handled was being handled. I was just doing whatever the fun was.
Yeah. You were the life of the party, and then what I love was you were able to make this transition in 49 days and kind of leave that group, that lifestyle, and look at the positive side of getting your life in check. We all have those friends in our life, especially at bad times in our life that aren't positive for us. And if you're out there wondering, how can I do what Amanda does? How can I move on from these friends? Talk about, has there been any bad, from any fallouts, or have you just been able to move on and not have any issues whatsoever? Speak to somebody that's afraid of losing their network, right?
It's a scary thing to know that you're changing and that people aren't going to encourage it, but the people that want what's best for me have stuck around.
Yeah.
And those that don't have that intention that I have for myself and don't really want to see me genuinely happy, they're welcome to leave. I have a lot of loved ones around me, a lot of friends here at Free. This has become a home for me. I don't need, it's hard to tell people, I don't need this friendship and I don't want this friendship. So I don't say anything. And when they stop coming around because I stop calling, people shake out to where they need to be. I told Danny earlier, my relationships get categorized as people come around for a season, a reason, or forever. And when I think about that, there's no need to try to retain every relationship. So if now is the time that they're supposed to leave my life, then they did their job. For someone that can have fun in a cardboard box, why do I need all the extra crap? So it's kind of nice to be able to simplify things, let go of things. What's meant to be there has been there all along, and now I can see it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. And, for anybody that's out there, one thing that I wrote down is, and we hear this a lot in this community, is that you feel like this is home. And a lot of people, raise your hand if this feels like home. I know you can't see that online, but there's a lot of hands up that this is home. And, for anybody that's out there that's curious, we have a lot of fringe watchers that are out there. We know you're watching. We know you're getting close to coming in, and you're welcome when you do. But talk about what this community has meant to you.
I show up ready for a real, raw, deep conversation, but sometimes it's just really light, and that's cool too. There's nothing too big or too small to be talked about here. I've come here just aching inside and leaving feeling good and can't explain why. Could have just been Simon's hug. It could have been Pastor Ryan encouraging me to do something new. It's just all kinds of experiences happen here if you just come open, and I have to keep coming back because this is a huge part of my sobriety now. I've met people that have changed my life by sharing their strength and hope, and I don't have anything better to do on a Saturday night anymore.
I used to have other stuff too. This is what we do. I think I was gonna make a joke with Saman about that before, but this is what we do on Saturday nights. It's a nice change of pace. It's not the race of drugging, drinking, all that stuff that the life used to be like. So Amanda, I want to really thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for being last minute and being here, and I think there are no accidents. There are no coincidences. I think you were supposed to be here tonight, and I think if you're in the audience, either in person or online, and you vibed with Amanda's story, well, she'll be sticking around in the comments for a little bit. So one thing we ask all our storytellers to do is just kind of hang out in the comments a little bit. If you have any direct questions or anything you'd like to ask Amanda directly, you can shoot that out in the comments. But she's here every week. I think it'd be better if you just come and see her in person, because she's an amazing soul. We love having you here.
Thank you.
And you just ran your first meeting on your own last week. So
Yeah,
she's
I
taking
did.
the steps.
I'm trying new things. This is the biggest challenge I've had so far. I like challenge, but being sober, it just sort of happened. But it's up to me to continue the work, and
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Well,
love being
thank
sober.
you. Big
Thanks,
round of
Danny.
applause for Amanda tonight. You did amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, we're so thankful that Amanda is here. We're so thankful that you're here, online or either in person. And I can't seem to hold on to this mic. And I have two mics right now, which doesn't make sense. So less is more. So that was really good to have Amanda here and be a part of that conversation. If you felt moved by our conversation, or you're new here at Free and you want to take next steps, visit us at freespiritualcommunity.com. There's a connect card there. You can hit the connect button and get plugged in with this community. I want to share a secret that's not a secret, but we've got something great here, and it's selfish for us to keep it to ourselves, right? It's selfish for us to keep the things that happen in this room to ourselves, and I just want you to know that we're coming to your town. We're coming to your space. We're coming where you are because we want you to experience a community like this that is different, okay? So just know, big things are happening. Look for an announcement next week with Rev Rye and David McElwain, who is the chair of our board. Some really big things happening, y'all. Some really big things happening. I know I'm teasing a little, but come back next week. So, I'm getting the hang on finger from Andrew. Oh, that's a thumbs up finger. Okay, it looked like a 1 second, uno momento, sir. Poor favor. All right, I'm figuring out what camera I'm at. So now we're gonna move into heartaches. So heartaches is we don't ignore the hard stuff here. We don't just celebrate in the beginning and forget about the struggles, the loss, the real stuff that happens, the relapse. All the things that go on in life, we don't ignore that here. And heartaches is some of the biggest moments in our in-audience life and in our online audience life where people share some real authentic stuff. And this should happen every week, but you're going to hear this room say it. So what is one thing that we do here at Free? We don't do shame. So you heard it here alone. Whatever it is that you're carrying, whatever it is that's on your mind, whatever it is that you're struggling with, just know there's no judgment here. We don't do shame. Whatever it is you bring to this free community stays at this free community and is welcome in this free community. That's the good and the bad. So we're going to take 3 minutes. If you're online, it feels uncomfortable. I get it, to write something like that in the community. But when you write that and you have tons of other people praying with you at the exact same time and praying for you at the exact same time, well, I think that's probably what God wanted community to be. I'm just taking a guess. So if you feel so inclined, put your heartaches in the comments. We'll talk about it a little bit in here in our live audience, and then we'll come back and we will be here with Chandra, who's on our prayer team, and we're going to read those off together. So take 3 minutes and put your heartaches in the comments. Thanks. All right, we're back. So we had Saman in house. She had a lot of new people reach out to her this week. She had prayers for those new people that they get connected and stay connected. And we had Brandon with us tonight, who got up and may not have his job when he goes back to work. So just prayer for Brandon as he moves forward and God opens up doors for him. But now we're ready to do some heartaches and really pray with our community. So Drew, go ahead and throw some of those up. And this is Chandra. I think you got to come my way a little. Andrew wants us in the shot. This is Chandra. She's on our prayer team, so she is one of the people when you submit prayer requests or when you comment in the section, she's one of the people that are praying for you. So, Chandra, take it away.
Okay. So we've got Jana says, prayers for my friend's mother. She's struggling with chemo. Definitely we send prayers her way.
Prayers, Jana. Christy, she hurt my knee this week. Prayers for healing. Christy, we are praying for that knee that it heals quickly. Lift you up.
Stacy says, I need prayers. I'm so heartbroken. Stacy, thanks for sharing that. And we'll definitely be sending prayers your way.
Big prayers for you, Stacy. Lex, my daughter is struggling to find the courage to put a voice to her truth. And I'm trying every way I can to make it safe for her to speak it. Lex, prayers for your daughter, prayers that she finds her voice and the courage and that it's safe for her to speak it when she does. Prayers, Lex.
Saman says, I'm so grateful to be here tonight. My soul needed you all this evening. And we need hers.
Totally. Kevin, 9 months today. But Kevin says, loneliness has been a struggle, and I pray for the blessing of other live people to be around. Living in Dillon, but I feel hopeless is what I'm going with on what you were saying that. Well, Kevin, I mean, 9 months is a big accomplishment. We want to give you a little celebration for that, but understand that loneliness is a struggle, and Dillon's out there. So if you need any connection, reach out to the community. Let people know that, you might need a little bit of support. So if we have anybody in the community who wants to connect with Kevin, shoot him a message. Make him feel loved, free. That's what we do. All right. So this is the last one.
All right, Ricky says, last week was hard with the bad weather here in Texas. No power or running water for days. My family and I made it, but it was definitely hard. Could have easily thrown in the towel and drank, but stayed strong, and here I am.
Ooh.
Good job, Ricky.
Yeah.
Just continued prayers for you and your family. We've been hearing that it's been really tough for a lot of people coming from Texas. So prayers for Texas in general.
Prayers for Texas. And thank you, Chandra, for being up here today. You did fantastic.
And if anybody here wants somebody to pray with them afterwards, feel free to meet up or find me or one of Jason's here also, and we'd be glad to pray with you.
Yeah. And I do want to give a shout out to Peyton, who is on our prayer team too. And I saw he checked in earlier. He's in Colorado Springs. Yeah. He's normally here tonight. So Peyton, thinking about you, brother. Wish you could be here with us. So as I continue to allude to, there are some big things happening here at Free. There are some big things coming down the pike, and it takes a community to get where we're heading. It takes a community to be a part of what we're doing here at Free. And we're going to move into a little bit of giving tonight, but we're going to do something a little different tonight. We have a couple people that I'd love to have come up who are going to talk a little bit about why they give here at Free. So why don't you come on up and let's talk about what Free means to you and how, we might need to adjust because, no, you did that tall. I was going to say, Jeremy's not short. So come on up. So this is two members of our community. You guys have been around for how long now?
About 6 months.
About 6 months. And, we just love having you here. But for anybody that's new to the community, are we doing that one? We're going to talk to that camera. Come my way so Lindsay can get in. Talk about why you give here, why you financially give.
So, here, you want to hold the mic? Okay.
He's ready.
Here, let's hold it together. Lindsay and I give because we're very clear that everything that we have is a direct result of our connection with God, and we are just managers of what He's given us. Mm-hmm. So for us, we tithe both here and at church. We have a separate church outside of Free, but the community here is like church for us. So we tithe equally here and equally at our other church. And it's important for us because we know that the money that we give is used to carry the message that Free's carrying. So
Breaking the silence of addiction.
exactly.
Yeah, and this is great that we have you here, and I'm going to pop my head in here for a second for the online audience. But I love that you said you have a church and then you have a community here.
Yeah.
You know, there might be a lot of people that think this is like church. And for some people it really is. It's their only community. But talk about how Free differs from your other church. What do you experience here?
Well, for us, what we love about Free is that Free and Rev Ryan has the ability to bridge the gap between addiction and recovery and the teachings of Jesus. So for us, Lindsay and I specifically, like we struggled with going to church a couple of times a week and not being able to directly assimilate the teachings into like our own lives in recovery. So until we found Free and listened to Ryan teach, like we fell in love with the message that he delivers because it's so applicable in our lives.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's eye-opening, and there isn't a message that I hear that I don't like. It lands, and I can directly infuse it into my daily life.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That is a great way to put it. Well, we appreciate you here at Free. You guys are helping us break the silence of addiction and create space for healing, recovery, and spiritual connection. So we love you guys, and thanks for being
Love
here
you
with
guys.
us. So that's a big deal to hear what Free means to someone else. And, you know, giving is a big part of the mission at Free. As you know, it takes the people who give here to actually move us in a direction to continue to achieve the things we want to achieve and affect the lives that we want to affect. We do things drastically different here at Free. We have a clear mission of connecting with addicts, loved ones of addicts, and spiritual refugees, and we need our community to be a crucial part of us continuing to grow. Before COVID, this place was to the brim. We were already looking at getting a new place before COVID, and that, you know, could be right around the corner as well. So if you feel so inclined or you feel moved by the mission here at Free, I want to encourage you that there are 3 ways to give here at Free, 3 different opportunities to help sustain the mission of Free. The first one is download the free app by searching Free Spiritual Community on the App Store. The second one is to just visit the website. Head to the website to freespiritualcommunity.com/give or text Be the Wagon to 888-664-4483, and that helps, your generous giving helps sustain the mission here at Free. And it's a big one. It's a big one, and we've got a lot of work left to do. Can we say we're just getting started? Yes. We are just getting started here, and we've got a lot of work to do, and we need our community's help to do that. So tonight was great. We're going to head out tonight with the 7th step prayer. So if you feel so inclined, now's a good time to put your hands out and allow yourself to be open to the goodness of whatever comes your way. And if you don't know this, it is on the screen. And let's say this together. My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me the strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. So we are so happy you were a part of us tonight. We're so happy everyone in the room that was here tonight was here. And we just want you to continue to journey with us, continue to be a part of this community. If you haven't already subscribed or liked the YouTube page or the Facebook page, now's a great time to do it. How do you do that? Over the next 3 minutes of the countdown, just tap the screen and click that little bell that's going to pop up that says follow, and you'll be notified every time we go live in this community. So I want to say peace and love to everyone out there and everyone in this room today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all next Saturday.